Hello and welcome everyone, duckyobrien here, and I'm pretty hyped to bring you guys a preview of a game called Poly Bridge 2. Poly Bridge 2 was developed and published by Dry Cactus and was released on May 28, 2020 onto Steam with the MSRP of $14.99. So I want to get into it. I was a huge fan of the first game, and let me tell you, they added some new things here. It's still challenging as always, so I want to get into it right now and show you guys some of the levels in the first world, and then we're gonna try to fix the level that I broke in the second one. So let's get on with it. So pretty much the mechanics are the same. You got your road pieces, you got your wood and your joints here and your anchor points, and you're trying to get, you know, a vehicle to a point. It gets absurdly hard later on, let me tell you, to the point where, you know, I'm just banging my head against the table. I have no idea what to do. We'll just run it. These are some of the bridges that I built. The top solutions to these levels are absolutely insane. They are geniuses, and I highly recommend checking out the leaderboards after you beat the levels. If you do it before, it's gonna spoil the level for you. But if you just want to see some ways that you can solve the levels, it's incredibly brilliant. Alright, this one I just built underneath, because why not? It does almost break though. So a couple things here, I just wanted to give you guys some tools on how to show off the tools, I should say, on how to make building bridges a little bit easier. So you can shift click a joint and move it. That's the range that you can move it in, the area right there. You can right click and drag to highlight things. You can delete wholesale. You can also turn on the grid, which will snap to grids. And here's some of the tools that you can use. So you can use this handy dandy angle tool, and then you can select the materials here by using the number key or the keypad. So 3 for iron. If you press 0, it will autofill. So this will make your life considerably easier in designing some of the bridges that you want. Or let's say, you know, you like things symmetrical, so you have this part here. You can copy by pressing C. You can flip horizontally by pressing F, or flip vertically by pressing V. So you can kind of have those easy designs there, and if you want to undo that, press Z. And Z will undo everything, and then Y will redo something. So there's a lot of keyboard shortcuts here to make your life a lot easier. And the game will automatically save your cheapest bridge that will work. Okay, so some levels will have like boats coming in, so you gotta either build around it. In later levels, you're gonna have to use hydraulics because there's gonna be no other way. I am by no means good at this game, but you can kind of figure it out a little bit. So a couple of things as well. If you press T, you can see the stress that each segment goes in. Look here. You can also slow it down to kind of figure out where the bridge is taking a lot of stress from and kind of reinforce that area. It's also a very handy dandy tool where it'll show you the first break, the first point of failure. Here's the hydraulics. Again, I built the most basic, most simple bridges that you possibly can. And other people's solutions are way more creative, and I would never be able to think of something like that. Here it's just sloped, so the game is gradually easing you into different themes for the levels, but more importantly like a concept. So like building a bridge on a slope, building a bridge to avoid an obstacle. So it kind of eases you in, and then it kind of flings you off a cliff in terms of difficulty, but it goes back and forth because, you know, if you build a bridge that can only handle one trip, then obviously it's going to be too weak. There's the rope supports, kind of introduces you to that as well. This is like the budget bridge. And that almost breaks. It almost breaks as well. This one I didn't quite fix yet, but I saw something on the menu screen that I might just copy. Just have a long spring here. But this is not the one that works. I don't think it is. Oh, it is, yeah. It breaks. And it's over budget, so I'm gonna have to fix that later. So this one, a boat comes in and you could use hydraulics, but I was lazy, so I just built a little hump there. By the way, I don't know if you noticed, but the soundtrack to Poly Bridge is incredible. It's just this beautiful acoustic guitar playing that I absolutely love. Here, you don't have an anchor point over here, but you do have a rock, so you could rest your bridge on objects, which is what I did. Again, this is not the best bridge, it almost breaks, but it works. And simple hydraulic bridge. So this one you kind of have to brace against the land. I think there's an easier way to do this, I just haven't figured it out yet. This one's kind of cheap, but it works. It's just a ramp bump, and then it pushes it down. They just kind of tumble over. I'm gonna show off the hydraulic controller here. So here, the car A goes first, which is why I have it ramp up. And then B, you have an option to activate hydraulics there, so I added this one. And then these two cars go, but if you see at point D here, if you look at point D here, the hydraulics will activate, so I had to remove this one from it, so it just stayed down. So it does get quite complicated in how you can manipulate the bridges. Not to mention there's some really kooky things you can do with the hydraulics. Okay, it's basic big bridge, you know. I built a really big one and it's really expensive. I can probably make it a bit smaller. Here, both of these cars kind of have to make it, and this is kind of hilarious here. You know, mostly stressing out right there. And then this car, I was just lazy. Like here, just fall over. Yep, and then it goes like that the rest of the way. I found that so hilarious. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. It's what they say, right? Now here's the bridge that I was having trouble with, where I couldn't really figure out how to do the hydraulics, so I just made a bridge over the boat. And it couldn't support the weight of the fire truck for the longest time. Like if I tweaked this a little bit, it would break. So I had to like tweak it here and there, and then finally it would support the weight of the fire truck, and then this guy would be able to go past it. Like this guy had trouble going up. Don't know why. There, you can do it, buddy. Okay, so this is the level that I was working on in my stream, and I ended here. I got the limo over, and I was like, why isn't it getting the flag? And I realized that you're supposed to get the point here, and I was like, I'm such a dummy. I have to make it go underneath, so we're gonna have to adjust the bridge. I don't know if I'm gonna make it, but I'm just gonna show you guys what I do to try to solve these levels. Again, I am not the best at playing the game. I don't understand the mechanics or how things interact, but I can get by enough to solve the level if I try, you know, hard enough and long enough. So for starters, let's get rid of this. Get rid of this. And then we're gonna have to just get rid of everything here. Alright. Rebuild the road. It doesn't really have to go through the entire star, it just has to touch the very top of it if you can. Oh. Wood pieces, get out of here. Road. Okay. Let's turn off the grid. I don't like it as much all the time. There you go. Alright, let's see if it can make this work now. Maybe I can build a support structure underneath and then brace it from those anchor points there. Maybe that's what I'm thinking right now. Is it gonna work? Probably not. Again, I'm not the best at this game. Darn it. There's that lovely soundtrack. Oh, I don't like it when it's like too big, you know? Let's move it down a little bit. Ugh. What? Nani? Oh my god, alright. Yeah, I know this bridge don't look good, alright? I already know. Don't gotta tell me twice. Okay. Now we're gonna build some supports here. Oh. I don't know if that's strong enough, to be honest. Oh, that's already stressed out. Over here. I'm a little worried because I feel like it's gonna go gain momentum and then stress this part out and break it. We did it. It's not elegant, but it works. Buggy bouncer. Oh my. I kind of think I understand what they want me to do here. Probably like swing the buggy around. And this is what I'm talking about. So I wish I could show the leaderboard solutions. It's not working on my PC at the moment. I'm gonna have to switch to my Windows 10 machine, I think. My Windows 7 machine. It's not showing the leaderboards, but you can kind of do some crazy stuff like build a bridge in such a way where it's just like literally segments hanging from this balloon and just like swing it across. Like, let's see if I can show example what I mean. So you can't really build road segments in the middle of nowhere. Don't think that's good design there. Let me do it again. Actually, I can just build from up here. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just gonna show the solution that I saw for Polybridge 1 for one of the levels. It was pretty wild. And then I'm gonna call it there. Again, this is probably not going to work, but I just wanted to show you the general idea of it. That's a little bit too high. Now you're probably going to need more things to make it work, but yeah. Let's lower it a little bit. There we go, but you kind of get the general idea there. You could probably build rows there to kind of catch it. And you know what? Let's try solving this a little bit. I'm probably not gonna make it, but it's okay. Don't care. I don't think this is long enough, but we'll see. Oh. Wait, I can just rope this. What am I doing? I don't think I even need that, do I? Close. Alright, yeah, I'm just gonna call it there because I feel like it's gonna take me a while to solve it. But you kind of get the general idea. There's so much flexibility here. You're only limited by your imagination and creativity. There's a lot of solutions that obviously wouldn't work for a real bridge that work in this game. Yeah, again, I highly recommend checking out some of the top solutions. They're absolutely insane. But I would recommend checking them out after you solve the bridge. Because again, if you spoil it, it kind of ruins the game for you. There you have it, folks. This has been Polybridge 2 by Dry Cactus. It's out now. I'm a huge fan of the first game. But if you want to check out Polybridge 1, that's also excellent. There's yeah, but the game gets pretty hard. I'm not gonna lie. It's a little bit frustrating, but yeah, I recommend checking it out. There you have it, folks. Thank you so much for dropping by and watching. I really do appreciate it. If you have any questions, comments, things you'd like to see or for me to cover, please feel free to leave a comment down below. And as always, hope you guys are staying safe and sane out there, and catch you guys next time.